welcome back to Desert Smoke Reviews. Today we're doing the Torano Vault. Had this cigar before, but not for a while. Looks like good construction, feels solid all the way throughout. The wrapper gives off an earthy scent, and the foot is also a bit earthy and something else. Can't put my finger on it, but should be a good cigar to smoke again. Wyatt?
Yeah. Construction looks great. Got a couple of stems, seams are visible, and overall it's got a few bumps, some fine tooth to the cigar, but construction looks good. Off the aroma, I get what Steve's saying about the earthiness. A little bit of sweet earth to me, not too much else, but off the foot, boy, I get some chocolate, some coffee, and a little bit of like cinnamon or something. Definitely something that kind of has a bite in there. Justin?
I totally agree. There is something off this foot, but construction-wise for mine is great. I do have one seam, or one vein that might be an issue, but the seams are done well. They are visible. It is a bit lumpy. There is some fine tooth to it, you know, like fine grained sandpaper. Nice firm pack, nice cap. I think it'd be great. I'll start with the foot, and I get a lot of chocolate, a lot of coffee. There's a lot going on, but there is like a cinnamon or I don't want to say spearmint, but yeah, there's something like a sweetness to it, but also got like a hit you. So I'm really excited about that. Off the wrapper, I get more of like a sweet and spicy, not heavy pepper, but more like a baker's spices, sweetness, and a bit of earth. It's just very, very nice aromas coming off the cigar. I'm really excited. So let's get it cut up, toasted up, and see how she develops.
First puff to me is very woodsy. Very, very woodsy. It's kind of got an almost cedar finish. I don't taste much of that chocolate. A little bit of sweetness, and I get that pepper. I don't want to say cinnamon, but just a little bit of like a zing on the back of my tongue. Real nice though.
Yeah, I get the heavy spice, and there's some pepper in there, but there's some other stuff. So I would say more of like a baker's spice. There's a little bit of everything going on, but it definitely has a little bit of the bite. And I do get the woodsiness. I don't get any of the chocolate, any of the coffee. I don't get very much sweetness. Just like a nice woodsy cedar. I guess cedar would be a good descriptor, and baker's spices. But it is just the first couple draws. We'll see how she goes. Steve?
Thank you. I agree. It does have a nice woodsy flavor, and a bit of spice hits the front of my tongue. So far, so good. Let's get into the first third. Welcome back. This is the first third. Getting a bit of a chocolatey, chocolatey flavor. Seems to be the predominant flavor right now. Yeah, that's about it. What?
I agree with the chocolate flavor. I get a little bit of coffee too, and a little bit of spice. I mean, not predominant, but enough to let you know it's there. Otherwise, no burn problems. It's a real nice stick so far.
I've had burn problems, but just one, and I touched it up, and hopefully it'll be fine for the rest of the stick. No other construction issues. Draw's been fine. Flavor, I guess I'm getting a little bit more than just. There is some chocolate in there and a little bit of coffee. Those baker spices I talked about, they've died down. They're still there a little bit, but a bit fleeting. But for me, the overall flavor that's kind of core is still earthy. Not earthy, woodsiness. That cedar we talked about is still there. It's very prominent. I can taste it from this. As soon as I draw the smoke in, all the way into the finish. It's a relatively long finish. And that's really the core flavor I get. Everything else is kind of just playing a role within that. Actually, a very enjoyable stick. But let's get into the second third and see how she develops.
Welcome back. We're at the halfway point, and so far, still a pretty good cigar. The chocolate's died down a little bit. Now I'm getting a little bit more spice. Yeah, more spice and a little bit of a wood undertone, but so far so good. Wyatt?
I agree. Pretty sweet to me overall. The smoke is kind of reminiscent of the Master Maduro. Really a lot of Maduros by Carlos Torano. They've always seemed a little more sweet to me, and great taste though. Get some coffee, get some of that woodsiness that I got in the beginning. But really, for me, especially in the finish, I get kind of a sweet chocolate. I don't get too much spice. There's a little bit, but construction has been great. Just a great stick so far.
Yeah, very good. Burns a little off, but I can deal with it. Draws fine, no other construction issues. Still, I would say about a medium in body now. Medium in strength. Flavors for me, still I get a woodsy cedar core throughout the entire profile of the draw. I still pick up a bit of spice now. It's more fleeting. It's more of a pepper now than a baker spice. It's definitely got a bit of a bite to it, but it's not nowhere near as potent. I still, like I said, get that cedar core, but I get a sweet, kind of a sweet wood now. I don't pick up much chocolate, but I am definitely picking up that sweet flavor to it. But so far, very decent stick. Let's get into the second third, see how she goes.
Well, welcome back. We're at the end of this cigar, and the spiciness has really come out a bit more toward the end of the cigar. The chocolateness is still there, but it's taken a bit of a back seat to the spice. Overall, a pretty enjoyable cigar. I've had to relight it a couple of times. I'd give this one a 7. What?
Great stick to me. Pretty sweet. No real flavor changes at all during this second half. Maybe a little bit more spice, like Steve said, but mostly for me, that little bit of coffee, a little bit of that cedar, a little bit of chocolate. Just a real pleasant stick. I haven't had any real burn problems. There's been a couple times where I've had to fix it up a little bit, but flavor's worth it. So, like I said before, I've never had a bad Torano, and this one is not a bad Torano. So, I'd go a little bit higher. I'd give this one an 8. It's something I'd smoke again. Something that's not too expensive, so for an everyday stick, it's a good option.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with it. A couple of touch-ups, but I worked through them. Construction was fine, other than that. Draw was good. It was always about a medium in body, medium in strength. Flavors for me kind of were a bit different. The spice for me actually died down, and I just picked up the sweetness and the cedar wood core. It's like a sweet wood in this final third, I guess. I really enjoyed it. I thought it actually was better than the first part of the cigar. I would agree with Wyatt. I'd give it a solid 8. This final third was really enjoyable. But in conclusion, if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, greatly appreciate it. But until next time, smoke them if you got them.